according to this time, they were like, and they figured out that I did not want to go in. We figured out calculations. They're like, okay, so let me hear. Everybody raised and lowered their hand. He's like,
Disney princess. Okay.
Jumbo, everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. In order to keep your wait time to a minimum, we ask that you please keep your group together. If you are traveling with a stroller, please have children and valuables unlocked area. If you are traveling with someone in a scooter or wheelchair, please have this person group together, keep up with the party in front of you, and fill in all the available space. Thank you for touring with Kilimanjaro. When it comes to safaris, we go wide.
Space on the trek is limited, so be certain to book your adventure in advance.
Safaris, we go wide. All the available space. It is not necessary to form a single file line. If you are traveling with a stroller, please have children and valuables unloaded before you reach our stroller parking area. If you are traveling with someone in a scooter or wheelchair, please have this person lead your party through the line. This will help keep your wait time to a minimum.
Let's go. Well, job with their friends once again.
Lord, watch your step, watch your head. Slide all the way down to the end of the road. Party doesn't fit on the next right. And if you're sitting on the right, watch your hands are like your feet are sliding. Crocodile. And with that, our adventure can begin, and it starts in the little Ituri Forest. Our first animal sighting is to the left. That light tan animal is the greater kudu. And to the right, out in that far corner, that is the Okapi. There's another greater kudu to the right as well. have a prehensile tongue, which allows them to grip and hold on to food or other items, operating kind of like a finger. Coming up on the left, it might be a little difficult to see, but I am going to try to get that best viewing spot for us. Up on the hill, it is a black rhinoceros.
There.
Also off to the right, these dark orange antelopes are bongos. Black rhinos are actually
There,
one of the
look.
smaller species of rhino, weighing in at a measly 3
Here.
Simon, over here.
While they are easy to spot in the sunlight, at night they become practically invisible,
Let him know.
earning them the nickname the ghost of the forest. The greater kudu are the tallest of the forest-going antelopes, standing up to an average of about 55 inches. We know the female greater kudu because they didn't have any horns. That trick does not work on the bongos, as horns will present on both males and females. They are the only antelope species that has spiraled horns that they do appear on both. If we were to see some male greater kudus, we would identify them by their horns as well. They are also spiraled and they stick straight up. As we travel out of the little Ituri Forest, we'll head up the banks of the Safi River.
There's the hippos.
Hippos weigh up to an average of 5,500 pounds and eat an average of 85 pounds of food a day. They are herbivores, so any signs of aggression are purely territorial. To help them stay aware of their surroundings while they're submerged underwater, their jawbones can actually detect vibrations to alert them of any threats that might be lurking around. And a group of hippos is called a bloat.
Crocodiles. Oh.
Over here.
They can be as long as 16 feet and weigh as much as 500 pounds. In the wild, they can live to be as old as 40 years. But when they're cared for on reserves like ours, we actually don't know how old they will be. They only eat really about once a week. When they do, they eat half of their body weight. And a group of crocodiles is called a bass. As we put the Safi River behind us, we'll head out onto the savannah. We will be starting on the Western Savanna. This wide expanse of land makes a great home for large herds and migrating animals.
Why would there be a zebra in the street?
Coming up on the right is a baobab tree. While it looks like it's growing upside down, it is just remaining leafless to help preserve water. antelopes are
Look at those
wildebeest.
guys. They look like they
Blending
belong
in
in
with
Lion
the
King
trees,
movie.
they are
killed Mufasa.
Maasai giraffes. And way out in the distance, that is a Hartman's mountain zebra. We'll do our best to get a closer look at them here in just a few minutes. Giraffes stand up to an average of 20 feet tall, though they begin that journey at roughly 6 feet. They can run as fast as 35 miles per hour, and they have very powerful kicks designed to fend off predators.
What are you talking about now?
Giraffe.
Oh, wow.
We know that this is a
20 foot
Maasai
tall
giraffe
deer.
because of those spots. They're kind of rough around the edges, and there's no real pattern to them. To the left, they are pretty difficult to see. We'll try to get a little bit of a better view at them, laying just on the other side of these bushes. They are African wild dogs.
Back there.
They can also be called painted dogs for those pretty coats of theirs. They are very tactical hunters.
Over here.
Success rates of 90%. Also to the left, the brown antelopes are
Brown
sables.
antelope.
And there is another of those
There's the zebra.
mountain zebras,
Zebra!
kind of hiding. Back
It
behind
is
this
hiding.
stop.
He's hiding from you, Simon.
Here's one that's easier to see further up along, so we'll try for that view instead.
Simon, there's 2 more up there.
Sables have
coming.
horns that are arched backwards to deter lions and other large predators from landing on their backs. They are very territorial, and in a fight or flight situation, they will almost always choose the former. We can see those zebras a little better here, off to the left. They are one of the most social kinds of zebras and will most likely be found in duos or groups. And a group of zebras is called a dazzle. And we can still kind of see those wildebeest off to the right.
Oh, look at this giraffe coming our way.
They gather in the largest groups of
He's
mammals
right over here.
other than humans.
Oh, yeah.
And those numbers can get as high as 1.5 million. Those large groups can migrate as far as 1,000 miles every year. And a group of wildebeest is called an implausibility. And we can see a few more of those Maasai giraffes off to the right as well. Humans and giraffes actually have something in common. We have the same amount of vertebrae in our necks. We each have 7. Theirs are just much larger. Have a bit of a better view of those zebras. Zebras spend about 80% of their day eating, and they actually prefer coarser grasses. Because of that constant wear and tear of their teeth, it actually causes their teeth to never stop growing. Quite a few of those giraffes hanging out scattered in this hill area. Also coming up on the right, this large tan antelope is
There's
wiggling.
something right
And way
here.
out in the distance, way back behind those trees, those small tri-colored antelopes are springboks. Known for their repetitive jumping, called pronking, which they can do as fast as 50 miles per hour, placing them in the top 10 fastest animals in the world. Up to an average of 6 feet tall at their shoulders. Despite their massive size, they can jump just as high into the air from a standstill. Here's another look at those springboks coming up on the right.
Back there.
And the big orange grass, way back to the
There's another one.
like the Okapi, giraffes have that prehensile
Oh,
tongue,
another one up there.
and the average length of an adult giraffe's tongue is about 18 inches. Those tongues are a dark gray color to help prevent them from getting sunburned.
But anyway, I see. We're looking at the elephant.
They are the largest land animal, weighing up to an average of 13,000 pounds. We can identify different species of elephant by looking at the size and shape of their forehead and ears. The African elephant will have a very broad set forehead and larger ears than their Asian and their counterparts. They will also have a smoother complexion with less wrinkles, and they'll have less hair covering their faces. The average length of an adult elephant's trunk is about 5 feet long, and they can hold up to 5 liters of water inside of those trunks at a time. We are now passing through a red clay pit. Elephants will frequent these pits and use their tusks to scrape off chunks of clay to eat. There are a few more of those elephants coming up on the left side.
Left side.
I am going to keep pulling forward to try to get us that better view from up ahead. Elephants eat an average of 300 pounds of food a day. 300 pounds is the average weight of an elephant at birth. They are born with very sensitive skin. Despite their harsh surroundings, they never outgrow it, so they can often be seen throwing sand, mud, or dirt onto their backs to act as a natural sunscreen. See them a little more clearly.
Oh, here's more.
And there's another one. What is it, babe? What?
What did she say?
Giraffe.
They also have large blood vessels dispersed throughout their ears. And on hot days, they can flap those ears back and forth and lower their body temperature by
I
up
was
to
gonna say, Josh, you better work on that.
Fahrenheit.
Oh, we're going in the water.
Oh. As a bird, it can also be very decorated. Also coming up on the left, they are greater flamingos. They are the largest kind of flamingo and also the lightest shade of pink. When they hatch, they are completely gray, and that shade of pink develops from the beta-carotene inside the brine shrimp that makes up the majority of their diet. And it can take up to 2 years for that shade of pink to fully develop. They have so much flexibility in their necks and can twist them into those S-like shapes because they are compiled of 19 vertebrae. And a flock of flamingos can also be called a flamboyance. We are passing into the Eastern Savanna, and coming up on the left are white rhinos. They are one of the larger species of rhino, weighing up to an average of about 5,000 pounds. They are also one of the most social kinds of rhinos and will most likely be found in groups. And a group of rhinos is called a crash. Because they have very bad eyesight. They can only see a few feet ahead of them at all times. They do rely very heavily on their hearing. Off to the left, walking towards us.
Oh, yes.
It's a cheetah. There's some ostriches.
Also coming up on the left, a little bit further down, there are some ostriches hanging out near the path. We'll see them here in just a few moments. Cheetahs are the
by the bushes.